Okay, hello there. Alright, so got stuff sorted for the new restrictions, so back to it. Okay, so we've just gone to level 30 and picked up a couple of new things. So we have the paint shop, the dyno, the interior detailing kit, which is an interesting thing, and the battery charger. Now with this, apparently we can charge batteries. So if they're a bit low, we can charge them up now. Apparently it takes them up to full 100% capacity. I think that's pretty cool. Alright. So, we know about that. Oops. You can tell they're pretty knackered. Let me just... Brakes aren't an issue, but... Oh yeah. ABS and ABS pump. What a surprise. Oh, really? Let's go and fix them if we can. Oh no! Really? Oh, that sucks. Oh well. Doesn't always happen, but sometimes. So, ABS pump and module. Okay, that's that done. What else have we got above ground? From the top. Okay, oil filter I6. And everything else is below this. Cool. For a long time I was saying 16 and 14, but it's actually I6 and I4. As in inline 6, inline 4. So there you go. You'd think I would have noticed that sooner. Oh, actually that's from underneath as well, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. Now the reason we're looking to get to level 35 is purely so that we can get onto repairing body parts, and that way we can start to redo the two vehicles that we have in our parking lot. So just for those who are interested, so in the parking we have two Jeep Willys that we picked up and a Tempest Magnum that we picked up at a junkyard. This is the only... Oh no, there's that one too. Now that's a storyline car. And with that, you don't get a lot. Basically, it just tells you the car's got problems. And you have to find out what they are. Now, I don't know if I can start it, but I can probably take that to the test track, try and see if there's anything on the test track, but for now, we just want to finish this one off and then we'll start on everything else. Alright, cool. So, first things first, we've got some suspension here, things here, more than likely some brake items as well. So, let's get started. How is that ventilator? Is it highlighted? Yes. Ooh, that's pretty nuts. Alright. Now, from the looks of it, we still have a few things missing. I will hazard a guess that we're looking at... Oh no, the sway bar's highlighted. This steering rack here being the item that needs to be replaced. Because that's one of the things that you don't normally pick up on through the testing, so you actually have to take it off to have a look, from what I've seen. So this front wheel hub needs to come off, which means we need to take off that front drive axle. Wheel hub bearing. Wow, back up, back up, back up. Shit. Easier from this side, there we go. Take that off. Now we've got it. There we go. And we're going to need that knuckle. Double wishbone shock absorber. Okay, so under status, running gear problems. Okay, so taking off that steering knuckle and the front wheel hub, that's now highlighted. That part not discovered. 3 of them. I think it is. Yep. One there, or 2 there, and 1 up there. I'm going to take a guess. One of them is the steering rack. So we'll remove that inner tie rod. And steering rack, there we go, that's one there, which means it should pop up in here as well. There we go, steering rack. So we still have 2 parts undiscovered. Now we can go into examine mode and try and pull them up, but I have a feeling they're going to be on the back. But drive axle's fine. What about this knuckle here? I don't think that was looking too bad. Anyway, so you can see they're still pretty shiny, so it's unlikely it's those. What we can do, we have some steering items on this side as well. So, yeah, there's another knuckle. So, let's take this off. So when you do your test run and your test path, yes, it does pull up a lot of faults that you may not have already seen, but it doesn't pick them all up. So a lot of the time there'll be things that haven't come up. So maybe that wheel hub bearing. I know it's got a wheel hub bearing there. So we've still got 2 parts undiscovered. I'm guessing one of them is going to be that knuckle. That one there, rear axle knuckle housing. And maybe that bushing, if it hasn't been picked up on already, but it might have been. Or, what else? That rear axle housing. Oh, rear suspension on B. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But that's easy enough done. They'll come up in a sec, I'm sure. Alright, that should now be everything. Alright, let's have a look. There we go. It was the rear wheel hub and the rear axle knuckle housing. So once you've got an idea of where the parts are that need to be replaced, you can usually find out fairly quickly and easily which parts actually need to be done. Now, does this have any brake issues anywhere? Yep, caliper. Now, just for those of you at home, double wishbone shock absorber. That's one of the parts that needs to be replaced. Now, if you have a look in the inventory, it's here. Its condition is 13%. Now, you can't actually just go and repair that. You need to pull the spring apart. So, what you will need to do is go with the spring puller. Add the double wishbone shock absorber and have it pulled apart. Then once it's done, you take parts from the compressor and you will now have the individual parts in your inventory. So you can rebuild it, but we need a double wishbone shock absorber and we don't have one, so we'll have to purchase one. But that's alright. What I will do though, let's have a look and see what we have and what we need to buy. So yeah, we'll need everything, spring and shock absorber cap as well, but that's fine, we can do that. Let's just replace everything, let's just repair everything that we can. Hopefully, oh wow, nothing failed, that's great. And then we need to get the bits that we need. So suspension and brakes. I like to sort into by arrival because obviously I've got a fair bit going on here, so I need to see what we need. I think it starts. Okay, I've messed up. But as usual, that's me. Small rubber bushings and rubber bushings I tend to have a fair few of anyway. Okay, I know it won't be the leaf spring bolts because no leaf springs on this. So, look, even if I end up getting a few extras, it's not a big thing. So, sway bar, shopping list, let's get rid of that. So, we'll delete, makes it clear, then we can go and create a new one. So, we'll add that, add that, add that, add that, add that, add that, add that. We'll throw spring cap on. I don't think I'm carrying any spares. Double wishbone shock, spring and front shock. Alright, so I've picked up the tablet, so I can go straight to the tablet to order, or you can go to one of the computers. When you start, you'll start with that one, but as you expand, there's computers in the office there you can also use. So let's go to the tablet, go into suspension, pull up our shopping list, which is here. I'm not going to worry about the brakes because I pretty much carry all the parts in inventory anyway for the brakes and replace them as needed. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, it's not in alphabetical, so we'll just go from there. So sway bar, front end link B. Thanks for watching, by the way. So we need 2 of those. Again. Alright. So, what I've been doing is body parts, because I can't repair them yet. The ones I've taken off for jobs that need to replace body parts, and even the rims, I might. I've got a few body parts in here. So, I will change warehouse to warehouse 2, because that's where I'm storing my body parts. We'll go across to body parts and we'll just move all these across, because I don't need them right now. We'll go back to warehouse 1, and you'll probably see any crates or maps. Let's see, barn. Okay, I've got some barn maps there, so I'll move them. And crates. No crates. Okay. Then I will sell everything in my inventory. That's over 20% or thereabouts. I don't think you can repair. Hey Pro Gamer 2007, how are you going? Okay, let's see. Do I have room now? Sway bar, front end link B. I need 2 of them. I'm going to pull this up again. Front drive axle A. I think I only need 1. Yep. I mean, the other way you can do it is to just, as you're going along, replace what you need. But, you know, just showing a few other ways. Upper suspension arm, bottom suspension arm. I need 1 of each. And the front wheel hub. Rear wheel hub, rear drive axle. I'll do that in a minute. Sorry, I missed. Wheel hub bearings, I'll get a couple of those actually. Or do I? Although I think I do have a few. I missed the front sway bar B. Missed that. Bottom suspension arm. I don't remember if I got that. Doesn't matter. Rear wheel hub, rear drive axle. Steering rack. Definitely need that. That was one of the parts that we found. Front steering knuckle C. Rear suspension upper arm. Yep. Rear shock absorber cap. Rear spring, suspension arm B. Rear suspension arm. Rear shock absorber A. Spring cap. Now I normally carry a few of those, but for some reason I don't think I have any. Sway bar rear end link. And I carry a few of those as well. Rear suspension arm A. Rear axle knuckle housing A. Double wishbone shock absorber. So that's up here. That's the rear, I think, that one. Yep. And we want the front. Now, I'm actually going to grab a couple of those because as it goes, a lot of the time we need more than one. So front shock absorber cap, grab a few of them, and some front springs, grab a few of them. So first thing we'll do is we build that double wishbone, and I might actually I'll do both. So double wishbone shock. So there we go. Can keep them as bits, or I can just do them and replace them. Because sometimes it's only one component that you need to replace, not all of them. Again, it's up to you how you want to do it. So let's get going. We'll start at the front. Surprise, surprise, considering that's where we started to begin with. And we'll mount our bits. As you can see, I've highlighted the bits. So I've highlighted the bits, so you go into car status, and then you can go across and you tag the stars that come up for the bits that need to be done. So when you tag the stars, it highlights them so you can see which bits have to be replaced. Now the other thing is repair with minimal parts condition in that bottom left, 63%. So if you're replacing something, even if it says faulty, even if it's a faulty part that has to be replaced, 63% or better is what you need. So you don't have to go new. You can just do the 63% if you want to. Again, you know, like I said, I've repaired everything that I've taken off. But again, you don't even have to do that either. You can just do what's on there. So this in the tie rod, that's at 64. So I can still use that. Now I think that's actually off an older machine, but that's alright, because that would mean that what was on there was less than that 63%. So now steering knuckle, oh yeah, so that's there. Now we can get this done. That brake disc is a bit nuts. Brake pads, again, 74%, that'll do it. And again, choice is yours, how you want to go. All my brake cylinders should be repaired, so there we go. So that's that done. Alright, then what you can do, just to make sure, if you go back and you remove the highlight on anything that's got a tick. So I've done that, so I can take that off. So we'll go down here, we'll see what's changed to a tick, and we'll remove that. What that'll do is that'll help determine what still needs to be done. So bang, 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 sway bar, rear end link. So that still needs to be done. Okay. So as you can see here, there's no highlighted blue bits left, right? So this side is done. So now we go over to the next one. It's really good taking off that highlight on bits that have been done. When you've got, like, when you're left to something like a bushing, and you really don't know where it is, that'll take care of it. Okay, so what was it? 63%, I think we said. Yep. So that's 68. Might as well use that. Just, you know, use the brand new stuff for the brand new stuff. You know, use it for our own cost. I mean, you'll still get paid, and you'll still get the complete by using, say, 58 and 58. It's not good enough, so we can't use them. I think I might have to buy some more rubber bushings, the way things are going. Double wish one shot. That's now done. Look, perfect. So I might have to go and buy some more rubber bushings. I thought I had more. Yep. That's alright. Rubber bushings. So things like that I normally buy in bulk, just because you always need them, and it maxes out at 10. So now we're on this side. We'll get rid of the highlights again, just because we're just coming back. Okay, cool. And alright, there we go. Upper suspension arm. Not the hub bearing. And remember I said I tend to buy a few of them. Probably didn't need to buy any more, but you always, I find I tend to go through a lot of them, so. And ventilated disc, gonna need to replace some more of them. Brake pads, I've always got brake pads. And the calipers. 9 times out of 10, I'll be putting calipers on that are 100 because I repair them all when I take them off anyway. Okay, so that should remove all the blues on the front. So that is all rear, yeah. So by rear end link. So just to check, there's no blue here, all done. And then we'll move on. Now I can always step out and move, that's one way of doing it. What have we got on this side? It's just the brakes, wasn't it? Yeah. And that's more brakes done. Done. So have I got any over 63? No. And that's the thing. On some jobs, you know, you might have a like your story missions. Predominantly, they're repaired to 100%. So sometimes you'll get stuff that's 60, 70, 80%. So you can still use it on some of these other jobs, like these 58% ones. You can still use them on other jobs that have a lower percentage if you want to. You don't have to, you know. It's basically like getting second-hand parts. If you were to take your car to the mechanics and say, hey, look, you know, I'm happy for second-hand. Oh, this is your second-hand. Do I have any non... Yeah, I do. And I know that's wrong of me, but hey, if I can, I can. Probably could have put it on the other side as well, but I didn't. Alright, so now, there we go, small rubber bushing, and there's that rear sway bar end link that we need. And this is where we get our spring clip, and then the spring, and rear shock absorber cap. Now, I'm going to show the tyre on, let's not forget to put the tyre back. So. Now, sometimes you will get a car's in worse condition than when you received it. And look, that happens sometimes when you use parts that are, you know, less than, because you may have used the bare minimum that's close to the acceptable, rather than starting at the higher ones first. So this is saying I've missed a rubber bushing. What a surprise. So, and if you have a look, you can see there it is right there. Like I said, with your bushings, it's really good because sometimes you'll have to replace a bushing, and that's highlighted there. That hasn't even been taken off because it wasn't something that came off with another piece. It's just there. So that's now been picked up on. rubber bushing is done. And brake pads are done, brake disc is done. So that's all done. All we need to do now is the oil. Now, I can't remember if I've emptied it. I think I have, but let's make sure. Oh no, I haven't. Look at that. Alright, and take it, but go back. Oops. Engine filler cap. There we go. Oil fill plug. Glug, 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 glug. And then I think it's when it gets to about half, you'll see it drop. And then when it's full, it'll overfill a bit. There we go. That cost me 20 bucks, but hey. Now that should all be done. And finish order. Voila. Now, this is a story mission car, and I think I've mentioned earlier. Don't get much information. As you can see, it gives you the order summary. Now, mineral parts condition is 100%, and I will say it's the same for all story missions, because I haven't come across a story mission yet that doesn't. So, as you can see, parts discovered, not a lot there. Now a lot of that will be probably missing. So, if I try and start it, it may not let me. Yeah, cannot start engine, because it's missing those bits. So now we're left with, what do we do? So, let's go through our diagnostics. Which, thankfully, yeah, okay, I can see from that I'm going to have to pull this thing apart. But that's alright. So, we go through all our scanners, and this will help us pinpoint anything that we need to fix. So, there's a few things. Compression test. That's actually done alright. Now, by all means, this isn't the be-all and end-all doing these tests. There's probably going to be stuff left, but hopefully not that much. And that stuff will pick up. Like, I can already see, you know, the intake manifold is probably going to need to get done. Fuel rails, but that'll probably get picked up on this next one, the fuel pressure test. Yeah, both fuel rails, fuel pump, fuel filter. Cool. So, okay, so fuel pump and fuel tank. Oh, yeah, that looks nuts. I'm gonna have to do it anyway. Alright, so that should now have filled in quite a few of those gaps. So throttle, ignition coil, fuel tank, fuel pump. Alright, ideally on items like this, you pretty much I have to try this out later. You pretty much go through and do what you got to do. Now, you'll find rusty bits here and there, and that usually means that needs to be replaced, but not always. So if we go into examine mode, there's all of these, should be lots of greens here. Air filter, see, that needs to be done. Let's try these clips as well just to be safe. Okay, engine head cover, that's pretty good. Coils cover. I mean, we'll be taking these off anyway, so to point out once we take them off if we need to get them done. But intake manifold has to be done. Okay, that's fine. Idler rollers. Now I do carry spares of these as well, the idler rollers, because again, a lot of the time you need them. It's not going to pull up any of the timing stuff though, because I'll have to get in behind this timing cover to have a look at that. But there's probably some exhaust issues, some suspension issues. I'm not going to take that off. Not yet, not unless I have to. Okay, so hey, majority of it looks to be in here. So let's get that off, fuel pump, fuel filter. Oh, here we go. Throttle. That gearbox will need to be done. Fuel pump. Fuel tank. Alright, let's do all this stuff first and then we'll go from there. So, I think it said spark plugs as well. I tend to carry quite a few spark plugs, so now oh, there we go, crankshaft, which means I'm going to have to take that off, which means I'm going to have to go into the timing as well, I think. And the timing belt, there we go. See, I had a feeling. Now normally, if you can see, so that intake manifold, normally items that need to be removed, in order for you to remove something, will highlight red. Because this is red anyway, no go. But, see, those ignition coils are red because I need to remove them to take off the engine head cover. Now by examining, you just, so camshaft V8, so I need 2 of those. Now, if you can see that starter's lit up. I don't know if I can do that here yet. No, bugger. That's alright. So, I should be able to take that off now too. Okay, so, if we have a look at the car status. So, timing belt. Okay, so part not discovered up there. Right, if we have a, so right at the top part, not discovered. So now if we scroll through, we should see some items that aren't highlighted. Air filter, there we go. Timing belt, camshaft, spark plug. Okay, so we still have quite a few things not yet discovered. Intake manifold, there we go. I'm going to say it's probably oil filter, gearbox, and other gear related issues. So look, I'm going to take everything off first, just because. Now, I don't think I've actually highlighted the starter either, although I may have. Ah, no! I don't mean to hold it. Okay, so I need to take fuel tank off. Starter. Drive shaft. I hope this gearbox isn't too bad. Can it be repaired? Probably not. No. Alright, and then all your gear related items, so oh, clutch plate was alright. Not so bad. So if we have a look, gearbox done. Had a feeling. Air filter, sorry, clutch pressure plate, flywheel, clutch release bearing, a couple of other things. Alright. It's alright. No, there's always some issues. Alright. Oil filter. That's probably another one. So how many parts not discovered have we got? One, we've got two, three. Okay, I'm going to hazard a guess. Now, one of two things. So we'll go back out. So if it's not part of the timing, it's going to be under the vehicle. So let's take all this timing stuff off first, so we can take those cams off, and then we'll go from there. Now, I only picked this up, what, 3 days ago. I've been playing Farming Simulator and just wanted a break, and I saw this, and I was like, oh. And then I was like, yeah, look, I'll give it a shot, and I've actually been enjoying it, as you can probably tell from the hours I've put in and just hitting level 30, but, you know, beggars and all. Now, I do need to remember these don't need to be replaced, so they don't need to go back on at 100% when I put them back. Ooh, timing belts will need to be done. and maybe 2 of those cam gears. Let's see what we picked up, shall we? Please be the last lot. Alright, timing belt, cam gear, cam gear. And there we go. We have now found everything that needs to be replaced. I believe. Nothing saying part not found. Great. So, all that's left now is repair bench. So, I had a feeling that would happen. So we failed on the intake manifold. There's a surprise. Alright, let's make our shopping list. Let's clear this one first. And then let's have a look. So, brakes! No, exhaust, no, it was all engine, wasn't it? And again, I didn't get rid of the other stuff, so it's alright. Okay, let's start there. Oh, actually, no, I didn't take any rod caps off. Yeah, there we go. Fuel rail, fuel rail. I should have fuel filters, should have ignition coils, should have spark plugs. Should. Intake manifold, fuel tank, starter, oil filter V8. I don't think any of those came up. Timing, cam gear. Okay, so 2 cam gears, 2 camshaft, 3 cam gears, 2 camshafts. Okay, cool. Oh, and the gearbox, which was V8, just gearbox V8. I don't think I've got one, have I? No. Alright. We might as well start there first. I found the i4 and the V8 and the V8 overhead cam. The 3 I tend to have to get the most of, funnily enough. Right, so I needed an air filter, didn't I? But I haven't taken it off, so there we go. So we'll do that. Cam gears, we need 3. Oh, seriously. Cam gear, we need 3. Camshaft V8, wasn't it? Yeah. 2. Fuel rail, direct injection. Fuel tank. Starter, just a plain starter. Oh no, V8. Oil filter V8. No, I won't. I think I've got a few of those. We'll see. Timing belt V8 times 2. And I think that's all the bits that we need to purchase. We'll see. Okay, so, first things first. Intake mode. Oh, did I not purchase that? You idiot. Intake manifold V8. Where are we? There we go. There. I thought I had purchased that. I obviously hadn't. What? Level 1. Oh, why? I guess I didn't hit 2. I selected it and didn't hold on to it. Whatever happens. It's alright, don't matter. Okay. Now, those cans. And yeah. Is all of those that needed to be done? Yeah, that one needs to be done. Timing belt. Alright. Oh, you want the spark plugs in now? Seriously? Alright, fine. I'll have to buy more ignition coils. As you can see, spark plugs and the ignition coils I tend to carry purely because any engine work a lot of the time, especially if it's on these higher end ones, you tend to need them. So ignition coils and spark plugs I tend to buy, 10 at a time. I mean, as you can see, that's what, 8 that'll be gone here. I hope I've got the ID. Wasn't sure if I'd have 8 brand new spark plugs. Although it was only, oh really? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I didn't need 8 brand news. I only needed 1, 2, that's those 4, and then that one, and that one. Okay. But let me just do this and then see what happens. Because that's only showing the ignition coil, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, first things, let's make sure we've got everything. Six new spark plugs, which we've done. Cool. There we go. Alright, that's that bit done. We can put that on. And then right. Now I'm not going to put new ones on because they didn't have to be replaced. Only one. I need to stock up on that too. That's all. I have a roller. No, give me my clip back. Well, I hope everyone's doing well. How are you handling lockdown for those of you that are having to go through it? Okay, now it's just all the oil. That's all right. Now that clutch plate didn't have to be replaced, but it's new anyway, so there we go. Pressure plate. I don't think it needed to be done, did it? Gearbox, throttle, starter, oil filter, flywheel, pressure plate. Yeah. Yeah. What? I thought I purchased this starter V8. I thought I purchased one. Didn't I? Ooh, that's scary. Didn't buy one of them, but I should have. Yeah, I do. Alright. I thought I bought it. Okay, I did drain the oil. Did I? Yeah, I'm sure I did. But I may not have, so I don't know, maybe I didn't. If there's anything you guys want to ask, feel free. I'm still going through this, or if you know any hints or tips or suggestions, by all means, drop a line. I know I forgot to put the throttle on. There's always something I forget. Starter, throttle, clip B sometimes as well. Alright, so change the oil. Right, that should be us done. That's green. These are all green. There we go. 13,820. Task bonus, job bonus. Happy with that. Let's finish the order. And there we go. Story mission all done. So I've got 5 levels to go. I mean, some of these are pretty easy. Like, I'll take that. That'll be quick. Won't even need to check that. I'll just go straight through. Oh, really? Oh, excuse me. Oh, what happened there? Sorry for disappearing on you like that, folks. Right, so what else? Something is stopping us from starting. Alternator. No, that's been checked. Distributor's been checked. Fuel filters replaced. All fuel filters fine. Fuel pump is fine. Starters replaced or fixed. Gonna have to, aren't I? Knocking noises from engine bay. Timing maybe? Oh. Ooh. Radiator even? Don't think it's a radiator. No, it's not. Knocking noises from engine bay. Okay, first let's do the examination on these before we think about taking them off. Now I'm thinking it might also be underneath the car. Before I do that, knocking. Okay, first things first. First things first. Might be one of these bearing caps. Oh, I could be wrong, but you know. There we go. Yeah, right there. Oh. And that's that one. So that's that sorted, but still, why is it not starting? Oh, I'll have to take the top off. It didn't come up in the other test, so why is it not starting? Oh, come on. Controller, man. Alright. And that one's right too, right? Yep. Alright. Can we fix it? Let's see if we can fix it. Crankshaft cap. And yes, we can. Alright, engine off. Let's take the head off. Go from there. If it ends up being a plug, that's right, there was no ABD scanner, so I couldn't check the plug. What? What's that, carbies? They're fine. There we go. 25% plug. Yep. And it's that one. Son of a gun. I try not to pull engines apart if I don't have to, because again, just time. But, you know, could have gone through fix that to repair that TV. So, alright. Just fill the oil now and we should be right.